Most people will never feel it. The silence, the stillness, the cold, ruthless clarity of being locked in, not checking your phone, not craving approval, not needing dopamine, just pure intent, like a blade drawn with no hesitation. Most people, they live scattered, distracted, fragmented, but the rare few, they become dangerous because they've mastered the art of full focus. There is no modern drug that compares to the lethal efficiency of a man who can enter that state at will. Not Adderall, not caffeine, not Notion templates. We're talking about the kind of focus that can kill. Miyamoto Musashi was the epitome of that trait. A man who didn't just talk about discipline, he bled for it. If you're serious about mastering your life, your mission, and your mind, you need to understand this. The way is in training. That's what Musashi told us. But this isn't about becoming better. It's about becoming unshakable, obsessed, unreachable, and it starts by entering what I call the Musashi mode. 1. The duel inside your mind. Let me tell you a story. I once locked myself in a basement for 3 days. No phone, no Wi-Fi, just me, a notebook, and a mission. I needed clarity. I was tired of doing everything poorly. Work, fitness, relationships. I'd lost a girl who said I was always somewhere else, and she was right. I was living with a million tabs open in my mind, but down in that basement, something snapped. I remember the moment. It was 2 a.m. My pen froze mid-sentence, and for the first time in years I was fully present. Not anxious, not excited, just still, focused, like a monk with a gun to his head. That's when I realized focus isn't natural, it's forged. Musashi didn't find focus. He hunted it, he earned it, he carved it into his soul with blood, death, and silence. At a young age, he overcame an adult in a duel, not because of physical prowess, but because he saw everything clearly. His opponent blinked once. That was enough. Musashi won all his duels because he fought them all before they ever began, in his mind. That's what full focus is. It's not about trying to concentrate, it's about killing the noise before the battle even starts. 2. Burn the bridge behind you. Here's the first red pill. You can't be focused if you haven't cut off escape. Most people keep 1 foot in and 1 foot out. They try something for 30 days. They chase 5 goals at once. They want to build a business, get shredded, date models, and still scroll TikTok for 4 hours a day. No wonder they fail. Musashi had nothing to go back to. No plan B, no comfy life. His focus was forged by necessity, by fire. He wandered the country alone, carrying only 2 swords and a death wish. Want to enter full focus? Then burn your plan B, delete the app. Block the girl, quit the weak friendships, make it so you have no choice but to win. Because when survival is on the line, your brain wakes the hell up. You must corner yourself with purpose. Like Musashi said, step by step walk the 1,000-mile road. 3. Mizu no Kokoro, the mind like water. Musashi wrote of a concept few understand. Mizu no Kokoro, mind like water. Imagine a still pond. Drop a pebble, it ripples, but only for a moment, and then stillness returns. Now imagine your mind. You read a hate comment, boom, spiral. You see your ex's story, crash. You get bad news, days ruined. Your focus gets hijacked like a child's toy. But Musashi's mind? You could fire bullets at it. It would not move. Still, calm, ready. He trained himself to see without emotion, to act without hesitation. Want that level of focus? Then practice emotional control, because a reactive man is a weak man, and weak men can't focus. Anger, fear, doubt, these are enemies disguised as feelings. Every time you respond instead of react, you're sharpening the blade. 4. Train until it's boring. Let me say something that will trigger your dopamine-hungry brain. Focus is boring. True focus isn't flashy, it's repetition. It's waking up and doing the same brutal, untrendy task again and again. No applause, no likes, just sweat and silence. Musashi didn't chase motivation, he chased mastery. He said there are more ways to win. But every path requires the same thing, daily training. You can romanticize the warrior life all you want, but unless you're doing your reps, writing, lifting, building, you're just a fanboy. Discipline isn't aesthetic, it's war, and focus is your only weapon. 5. Strategic isolation, the cave of mastery. In his later years, Musashi retreated to a cave called Reigando. There, he meditated, trained, and wrote the Book of 5 Rings, his death note to the world. Why the cave? Because Musashi understood something you still resist. Isolation breeds transformation. You want to level up? Lock yourself away. Silence the external world so you can hear your inner one. The cave isn't literal, it's strategic solitude. That means waking up before the noise, turning your phone on airplane mode for hours, saying no to plans that offer you nothing but escape, creating a sacred space where your mission is the only voice in the room. Men do not fear solitude, boys do. You don't need more input, you need more intensity, and that kind of intensity lives in silence. 6. Use death as a focus tool. Musashi meditated on death almost every day, not as a morbid fantasy but as a weapon, because when you remember you'll die, your distractions die first. You don't waste time gossiping, you don't chase temporary pleasure, you don't scroll, you build. Because you realize every second counts. You could die tomorrow, so why the hell would you live like a man with unlimited time? Write this on your wall: you are already dead. Now act accordingly. That's how you enter full focus. 7. The two swords of focus, external and internal. Musashi was the creator of the Niten Ichi-ryu style. Two swords, one strategy, one for action, one for awareness. External sword equals execution, internal sword equals reflection. You need both. Too much action without reflection, you burn out and repeat mistakes. Too much reflection without action, you become a philosopher with no empire. Here's the formula. Mornings are for execution. Go hard, move the needle. Evenings are for reflection, journal, review, adjust. That's how you refine your blade, day after day, until your focus becomes lethal. I started doing this ritual last year. Morning war, night clarity. My results tripled, not because I worked more, but because I was finally aiming the sword right. Hush the noise, embody the weapon. Every man says he wants to win, but most aren't willing to do what's required. Musashi didn't just win battles, he won his mind. He killed comfort. He became untouchable, not because he had superpowers, but because he mastered something 99% of men never will: total focus. No distractions, no apologies, no weakness. So here's the truth. If you want to rise above, you don't need more motivation. You need to kill the noise. You need to be alone. You need to choose the hard thing every day without validation. That's how you earn focus. That's how you enter Musashi mode. And once you do, you'll never go back. Because silence, power, they're more addicting than any vice this weak world can offer. Now ask yourself one question. Are you ready to become the weapon, or will you stay soft, distracted, and forgotten? The way is simple, the way is brutal, but the way is yours if you're willing to suffer for it. Let them scroll, let them chase girls, let them gossip. You'll be sharpening in the shadows. And when you return, they won't even recognize you. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.